Over the past weekend, I completed the first part of the DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the Teal Mask. From exploring the map for the first time to building a team of 6 new Pokemon to take through the story, it feels fantastic to be thrust back into Pokemon Generation 9. As the first part of a 2-part DLC expansion, the Teal Mask is memorable despite its relatively short stay, and does a great job of drumming up excitement for what's to come for the series. The Teal Mask takes place in a smaller sub-region existing completely outside of mainland Paldea. Conveniently, fast travel between the base game's Paldea region and the land of Kitakami is seamless, making it fully possible to enjoy the new content even if you're still making your way through Scarlet or Violet's main story. Each corner of Kitakami features a distinct environment type, from verdant fields to a rocky mountainside, and even an eye-catching crystal lake near the region's center. Inhabiting each of these new areas are various Pokemon types, some native to Paldea, but many being new additions within the Teal Mask. Many old favorite Pokemon like Milotic, Vikavolt, Kommo-o, and Trevenant make their return, and to continue a trend with Pokemon DLCs on Nintendo Switch, we also see some brand new, never-before-seen species here, including some awesome new monsters like the Candy Apple 3rd Branch Evolution for Applin, Diplin, and 4 new legendaries, the Loyal 3 and Ogerpon, all of which play a major role in the story. While the Teal Mask story campaign won't take you more than a few hours, it's densely packed, introducing some very strong new characters, including our new friends and Kitakami natives Carmine and Kieran. Following the lead of base game Scarlet and Violet, the Teal Mask writing is fantastic. This isn't some deep, complex story to be analyzed and dissected, but it's very effective at what it is trying to do. Help us grow accustomed to the exotic new region and develop a relationship with its people and Pokemon inhabitants. The dynamic between Carmine and Kieran and toward the player lead to most of the standout character moments. Though soft-spoken and shy, Kieran is strong-willed. He opens his heart toward Pokemon much more easily than with other people. Carmine is his do-no-wrong sister, who shows both him and us some tough love throughout the Teal Mask. Over the course of the story, we chip away at her exterior, revealing someone who's exceptionally kind, going from cold and someone unwelcoming to outsiders to someone who's at the cusp of confessing her affection for us at the end. There's not much of a connection between the Teal Mask and the events of the base game. The entire trip to Kitakami is framed as a field trip, existing as a completely separate leg of the Academy's treasure hunt. This makes the entire Teal Mask optional, just as a paid DLC should be. If you were a fan of the base game, you'll certainly enjoy a casual romp through the new region, exploring unmarked territory, battling new trainers, and catching new Pokemon species. Just don't expect to put very much time into this first part of the DLC if you're not willing to indulge in things like Pokédex completion, Terra raids, side minigames like the balloon popping Ogre Oustin, and of course shiny hunting. While a casual playthrough is certainly content light, a more detailed run through of Kitakami is anything but. Very thorough explorers and more completion-oriented players can easily sink upwards of 50 hours into the Teal Mask and still have plenty to do. The breadth of your enjoyment will largely depend on your own approach to playing Pokemon games. The more you put into it, the more you'll get out. I found the Teal Mask to be a tantalizing introduction to the Generation 9 DLC, and a worthwhile expansion to the Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet games. Both hardcore Pokemon players and more casual fans will enjoy the first part of the DLC, but as mentioned, they will like it for different reasons. There's always a certain sense of excitement heading back into a Pokemon region with new content, experiencing a little taste of the series' next chapter. Whipping through a new map, listening to the new Kitakami overworld tunes often put a goofy, feel-good grin on my face, and I grew invested in Carmine and Kieran. What was life like for them at the Blueberry Academy? And how will Kieran face the hard realization he gets toward the end of the story? These characters have a surprising amount of pull, and that just spells good things for Part 2, the Indigo Disc, when we'll meet them again this winter.